Warm, moist air builds energy near the surface. The process starts with air close to the ground that is warm, moist, and unstable. This type of air usually comes from large bodies of water or humid regions and spreads across flat land. Warm air is lighter than cold air, which means it naturally wants to rise. At this stage, the atmosphere is storing energy, not releasing it. The air may feel heavy or sticky, but nothing dramatic is happening yet. This warm layer acts like fuel waiting for ignition. Cooler, faster winds exist higher above. Several thousand feet above the surface, the atmosphere behaves very differently. Winds move faster and often blow in another direction entirely. This upper-level air is usually cooler and drier. The sharp contrast between slow-moving surface winds and fast-moving upper winds creates tension in the atmosphere. This difference in speed and direction is known as wind shear, and it is the foundation of tornado development. Without this contrast, storms remain weak and unorganized. Wind shear creates horizontal rotation. When fast upper winds slide across slower air below, friction forms between the layers. This friction causes the air to roll, creating long tubes of rotating air that spin horizontally parallel to the ground. These rotations are invisible and harmless on their own. They are spread out over a large area and have weak wind speeds. However, they store rotational energy that can later be concentrated and intensified. Rising air begins to organize storms. As surface air heats up, it starts rising faster. This rising air creates clouds and thunderstorms. When conditions are strong enough, a powerful updraft forms. An updraft is a column of air rising rapidly upward through the atmosphere. Not all thunderstorms produce strong updrafts. Only the most organized storms can interact effectively with wind shear. This is why tornadoes are usually associated with large, rotating storms rather than ordinary rain showers. The updraft interacts with horizontal spin. When a strong updraft moves into an area where horizontal rotation already exists, it begins to lift that rotation upward. The storm does not create the spin from scratch. It captures the spin that wind shear already formed. As the rotating air is lifted, its shape and behavior begin to change. This interaction is a critical transition point in tornado development. Rotation tilts into a vertical orientation. As the updraft pulls the spinning air upward, the rotation tilts from horizontal to vertical. This creates a large rotating column inside the storm called a mesocyclone. At this stage, the rotation is often several miles wide and completely invisible from the ground. The storm now has structure and internal organization that separates it from ordinary thunderstorms. Air begins to converge toward the center. Once vertical rotation is established, air from surrounding areas is drawn toward the center of the rotating column. This inward movement causes the rotation to tighten. As the rotating area shrinks, wind speeds increase. This follows a basic law of physics, where tighter rotation leads to faster motion. The storm becomes more intense, even though nothing dramatic may be visible yet. Pressure drops inside the rotating column. As rotation speeds up, air pressure inside the column decreases. Lower pressure acts like a vacuum, pulling even more air inward. This strengthens the rotation further and helps sustain the storm. The storm now feeds itself as long as warm air continues to rise and wind shear remains present. Downdrafts begin to shape the rotation. While warm air rises in the storm's core, cooler air begins to sink around it. These sinking currents are called downdrafts. They wrap around the rotating column and help push rotation downward toward the ground. Without downdrafts, rotation would remain high in the storm and never form a tornado. The balance between rising air and sinking air is delicate and critical. Rotation tightens near the surface. As downdrafts focus the rotation downward, the spinning column narrows closer to the ground. Wind speeds near the surface increase rapidly. At this stage, debris may begin to lift even before a visible funnel appears. The tornado is forming, but it may still be invisible because moisture has not yet condensed. Condensation reveals the funnel. As pressure continues to drop, water vapor in the air condenses. This condensation forms a visible funnel cloud. The funnel does not create the tornado. It simply reveals where the strongest rotation already exists. The funnel may extend partially downward or reach the ground, depending on conditions at the surface. Why many rotating storms never produce tornadoes? Even storms with strong rotation often fail to produce tornadoes. One reason is imbalance. If the updraft is too weak, it cannot maintain vertical rotation. If downdrafts are too strong, they can choke off the inflow of warm air that feeds the storm. Sometimes the rotation remains too high above the ground and never tightens near the surface. Small changes in temperature, humidity, or wind direction can disrupt the entire process. This is why meteorologists may detect rotation on radar without a tornado ever forming. The system must stay perfectly balanced for long enough to succeed. Directional wind shear increases tornado risk. Directional wind shear plays a critical role in strengthening rotation. When winds near the ground blow from one direction and winds higher up blow from another, the resulting rotation becomes more organized and stable. This allows storms to maintain rotation for longer periods of time. Regions where warm surface winds meet strong upper-level winds are especially prone to tornadoes. This directional setup explains why tornadoes cluster in specific areas and seasons instead of occurring randomly across the world. Wind shear determines tornado strength. The intensity of wind shear directly affects how strong a tornado can become. Strong shear allows rotation to remain organized and persistent. This gives the storm time to tighten and intensify. Violent tornadoes, including EF4 and EF5 events, almost always occur in environments with extreme wind shear across multiple atmospheric layers. Weaker shear environments may still produce tornadoes, but they tend to be brief, narrow, and less destructive. Strength is not random. It reflects how well the atmosphere supports sustained rotation. Tornado dissipation. Tornadoes do not last forever because the storm environment eventually collapses. Cold air from downdrafts spreads across the surface and cuts off the warm air supply feeding the updraft. Once the inflow weakens, the rotation loses energy. The tornado narrows, becomes rope-like, and finally breaks apart. In some cases, the storm may reorganize and produce another tornado nearby. Even the most powerful tornado is fragile, depending entirely on a precise balance of wind shear, temperature, and airflow to survive. If you found this breakdown fascinating and want more deep dives into extreme weather and real-world what-if scenarios, make sure to like the video, subscribe to ExplainX, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload.